Hello, hello. It is day to day with Saint Joseph, and we are just 1 week from Advent when we're going to do our special Advent program here. I'll talk about a book called Rejoice, and it has a meditation for the weekdays and Saturday, and I'll go through it with you, and we'll journal and we'll talk about how we can journey with Saint Joseph to Bethlehem. The booklet's called Rejoice. You need to order it through our parish. I'm ordering 200 of them, so you need to put your name down to save one for yourself. And then I can tell you when I'm showing the video or how to watch the video at home that prepares you for each week of Advent, the 4 weeks of Advent. Well, we had weddings the last 2 weekends in the parish. That was nice. And it had me thinking of the virtue of marriage, of living in virtue, trying to live well in a relationship with one another and live well to God, live well in receiving the grace of God. So Philippians says we should press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call in Christ Jesus. Let us press on. So Paul's writing to the Philippians as a church, as a people, saying, together, let us do that. He says, let us hold true to what we have attained. So we're growing. We want to grow more. And then he says, finally, brethren, and here's the list I'd like you to listen to. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is gracious, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think on these things. And he says, what you have learned and received and heard, as seen in me, in the faith, do, and the God of peace will be with you. Well, let's just do a little word study. Any excellence really means any moral virtue, any goodness. The Greek word for excellence, arete. So we'll take a look at that Philippians reading, okay? And with the idea, going back to talking about marriage and thinking of Joseph and Mary and their marriage, but thinking them as three, Joseph, Mary, and the child. And for good marriages today, three to get married. The Lord in the midst. The Lord is the bond in us. There's a nice picture of Joseph and Mary right off the Magnificat magazine from October. Let's take a look at it, and then I'm going to raise the volume up a little bit for our talk.
Married couples are called then to live in such virtue, to be true about you and your state of life, to pray, Lord, that I would live true, or honorable, Lord, I pray that I will live honorably. Or the third one, Lord, I want to live justly. Or the fourth one, Lord, I want to live in whatever is pure before you. Or the fifth one, Lord, I want to live in loveliness, in love, or graciousness. Lord, I want to live in graciousness. Or, Lord, I want to live in all manner of excellence, to pursue the highest things, and always of what's worthy of your praise, that which praises you. Yeah, it's great. These Bible verses are are great, and they match up to the high cardinal virtues. Do you remember those four? The Catechism tells them in 1806 through 1809. And I see these lived out in Joseph. So prudence is the virtue of practical reason. The prudent man looks where he is going. Proverbs 14:15. Keep sane and sober for your prayers, says 1 Peter 4:7. Prudence is that right reason in action, says St. Thomas Aquinas. And he says it's the charioteer of virtues. Then there's justice. It's the moral virtue that consists of the constant and firm will to give their due to God and to neighbor. Think of how Joseph gives the just payment to God with his life. He gives everything for his relationship to the Messiah and to Jesus, and for people Israel to receive him. Fortitude is the third moral virtue, Catechism 1808. The strength to resist temptations, overcome obstacles in the way, to conquer fear, to face trials. That really sounds like St. Joseph, right? And then temperance. The Catechism says there's temperance, and Joseph has got to be the model of that. The moral virtue that moderates the attraction of pleasures and provides balance in the use of creative goods. The temperate person directs the sensitive appetites toward what is good and maintains a healthy discretion. Do not follow your inclination and strength, walking according to the desires of your heart, says Sirach 5:2, or Sirach 37, verse 27 to 31. Temperance is so praised in the Old Testament, where it says in Sirach 18:30, do not follow your base desires, but restrain your appetites. In the New Testament, it's often then called moderation or sobriety, like it says in Titus 2:12, we ought to live sober, upright, and godly lives in this world. Well, I finished today with those thoughts that Joseph gives us these examples of being sober, upright, and godly in his life, and living these four major virtues, and living in a state of life to the glory of and praise of God. See you tomorrow.